right, Paolo. Nice to see more S's from you. Let's go straight into the correction. Okay. All right, bar chart. The bar chart illustrates the number of visitors. It's not something uncountable, it's something countable. So you want the number of visitors. The number of visitors expected in 4 cities, not such as really, but specifically, because such as implies that there are other ones as well, and these are just an example of some of them. So, for specifically, London, Paris, Madrid, and Istanbul, careful with your spelling. By 3 different countries, Mexico, careful with your spelling, USA, Canada, in the year of 2018. Overall, it can be clearly seen that Paris will be the highest city, the most visited city by American citizens. And in contrast, the lowest place, the place least visited perhaps, or the least popular tourist destinations, another way you could have said this, will be Istanbul, from American and Mexican people. Okay? I think that's a better choice. Moreover, the Canadians will be expected to have an holiday in Madrid, the least in comparison to the other countries. Okay, I don't have the chart in front of me, and so I'm not really sure what this means. So, first of all, Canadians should be capitalized. That's the first thing. Moreover, Canadians will be expected to have a holiday in Madrid, the least in comparison to the other countries. So I think what you're saying is that Madrid is the least visited city, with Canadians visiting it the least. I think this is what you're trying to say, but as you can probably guess, the way you've expressed it makes the meaning a little difficult. So it's a kind of sentence where someone has to read it at least 2 times or so to kind of get the meaning, okay? Yeah, so, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what you're trying to say here. Okay, so moving on to the details. Firstly, according to the graph, Mexican people, not Mexicans people. It's either Mexico's people, but even that is awkward. Just Mexicans, that would be the best way to say this. Firstly, according to the graph, Mexicans, with no apostrophe, will visit Madrid the most. At 60,000, no S, full stop. In addition, the number, no S, of visitors to London and Istanbul will be equal at here approximately 20,000, fine. Regarding Canadian people, capitalize this, get rid of the 2. The majority of people will enjoy a holiday in Istanbul at about 70,000. In contrast, not instead, Madrid will be visited by only 30,000 persons compared with a D to London and Paris at 50,000 and 45,000 respectively. Finally, 100,000 American citizens know of will be expected to see Paris, no in, full stop. Furthermore, London is the second most visited place, or London will be the second most visited place at around 80,000. Whereas, you needed a different contrast word here, whereas Istanbul will be visited by 60,000 American people know of. Okay, now, I'm fairly familiar with this bar chart, even though I don't have it in front of me right now. The selection of the information is good. I mean, you know clearly which things that you need to be focusing on, which pieces of data. But it's the expression of that which is difficult to follow. So, what I want you to work on is really creating more fluent English sentences, okay, with better connectors between them. I think one way to do this is to read some model essays for something like this. Your connectors were a little off. I mean, you changed countries and it wasn't clear, or you kept talking about a particular country and that wasn't clear. Okay, so there are a number of corrections that I would like to see to this essay. All right, but the good thing is that your data was all pretty accurate and the things that you focused on were important. However, I would not have started with Mexico. It sounds like you just kind of looked at the chart and you said, okay, well, Mexico's first on at the top, then there's Canada, and then there's America. But that's actually, if you look critically at the data, that's not what's happening. You probably should have talked about the USA first, since it's the one with the highest numbers, then Canada because it has the second highest numbers, and then Mexico. All right? Because you have to make those sort of critical decisions. All right, so nice attempt with this, though. Let's take a look at your next essay. So here it is. It's should people adapt to technology, or should technology adapt to people? Let's see what you had to say. Now, this is an interesting one because there are two questions. So it's really important to spend a paragraph talking it's important to spend a paragraph talking about each of these questions. Okay, so let's see how you did with this. It is argued if technology should be adapted to human beings or people should be adapted to the new era of technology. Moreover, it is discussed if the use of technology has an effect on, here, our brain, not intellectual brain, but just on our brain, or even better, you know what I would have liked here? On our intellect. That would have been even better. Specifically, if it makes us weaker or more clever. Careful, this is the wrong spelling. This is a totally different word. This is a special knife used for meat, okay? Okay. Yeah, we know that this is the question, but they've asked you directly what you think. So you really should say, it is my opinion, or it is my belief, or I firmly feel that, blah, 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 blah. Okay? So whenever they ask you something, do make sure that you answer it in the introduction. All right, moving on. Firstly, I strongly believe that nowadays every type with no S of technology should be adapted to us. In fact, living in our modern society, people are often on demand of new information. No, let's try this again. In our modern society, people often demand new information in real time, and we need to read immediately or in a short amount of time. Thus, the most popular companies such as Apple or Google Inc. have developed plenty of digital information, no A, to use on here our smartphones or tablets to have news in real time. It's a very long sentence. Let's take a look at where it started. It started all the way up here. Look at that. And it went 1, 2, 3, 3.5 lines. You really needed to break this up somewhere. I know that in a lot of languages, it's considered really sophisticated and great if you write these like super long sentences. But in English, this is not so popular, at least not anymore. So we really have to break these up somewhere in a way that is meaningful, okay? Okay, so by doing this, we always know what is going on around the world and satisfy our needs with an S, no ED. In addition, globalization, careful with your spelling, no the. Globalization shows that the communication between people in different countries, IES, has an important role in our lives. For example, it is invented, no, syntactically this is wrong. So, okay, let me try this again. Software is uncountable, so it has to be a lot of software has been invented to interact with other people in distant places and different time zones. Okay, so what I need now from you is a takeaway. Like, what's the final kind of summary? Like, how do you link it back to this sentence? So you want to say something like, therefore it is clear that technology serves to fill human needs as they develop. Something like that would have been great here. Okay? Moving on. Secondly, I personally agree that using new technology makes, with an S, us more intelligent. Nowadays, again with an S, the majority of people, this is always an interesting grammatical thing. It should be own, okay? Because even when you talk about majority, you're not talking about like the majority of pizza, I mean, which is like one thing, but you're talking about things that can be counted. So the majority of people own a device, such as smartphone or personal computer, and thanks to these, what are you trying to say here? Let me see. Thankful of these electronic developed. Okay. So, and thanks to these electronic devices developed decades ago, we are able to learn new things and improve our skills. For example, or for instance, if we possess, with a double S, a phone, we can easily translate with an N a word in a foreign language through special applications used for learning ing new languages. Thus we gain more new vocabulary with a Y, no IES, and improve our memory. Okay, fine. In conclusion, from my point of view, I think that all research here into new technology should be used to realize new devices which can help all people around the world and improve their lives, VES, plural. Moreover, the opportunity to have new technology can improve our skills and develop new ideas for a better life. Okay, fine. This was nice and strong, but there's a lot of grammatical mistakes for Paolo. So what I really need you to do now is correct these essays based on the feedback I gave you, add the errors to your error correction list, and then write new essays, keeping in mind all of the things that we discussed in this video correction. Okay? So I'm looking forward to seeing you write more essays. So good luck with that, and I will be waiting to see more of these from you.